Hello everyone and welcome back to another video today. I hope you all are very well and very good, and I hope you have a very good day. And today people, I'm going to be talking about Chelsea, the news of Chelsea. I'm going to talk about a lot of transfer rumors, and I'm also going to dwell into the Leicester match, the Leicester preview, the injury news, the likely lineup and all the other stuff. So do stay tuned in, do subscribe to the channel, stay till the end, and people, this is going to be a great fun show. So let's start the show today. So as always people, you know I cover a lot of Chelsea news, I cover a lot of things regarding Chelsea and a lot of other clubs as well. So people, today I'm going to discuss on the injury news of Chelsea, the lineup for Chelsea against Leicester, the likely 11 of Leicester against Chelsea, the injury news of Leicester against Chelsea. I'm also going to discuss about the how tough it is for Chelsea to beat Leicester at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to discuss about Fofana. I'm going to discuss about Aubameyang, Kovacic, Gordon, Rafael Leao, and all the other important links for Chelsea. So the first news today on the screen, people, and the first news today is regarding Mateo Kovacic. So Mateo Kovacic has said he was interviewed on just right now, previous day, and Mateo Kovacic was very clear that I am ready. What's coming? I hated being on the sideline, and it's tough. This is on the Fifth Stand app, which is Chelsea's app. So do install that if you want to get all the news regarding Chelsea. So people, we all know that Mateo Kovacic is one of the most important players at Chelsea and one of, if not the most underrated player at Chelsea. When he was signed by Chelsea under Maurizio Sarri, people used to disrespect him, abuse him. He was slow, this and that. But now he's the engine of the team. And without Mateo Kovacic, Chelsea absolutely struggle. You saw in the last match against Leeds as well. Without Mateo Kovacic, Chelsea do not function. Without Mateo Kovacic, Chelsea midfield doesn't function. And he has become one of, if not the most important player at Chelsea. And he has himself accepted that it's very difficult to be on the sidelines. And I hope Mateo Kovacic is now fully fit and fine, and hope he's well. And Chelsea do need him for the matches that are coming ahead. So the next news, people, now is regarding Chelsea considering paying a club record fee for the Milan forward Rafael Leao. So people who are subscribed will know that yesterday I discussed about Rafael Leao news, and yesterday I talked about Rafael Leao and the previous compensation he has to pay to his old club. So people again who are joining now, I will tell you one thing, that Rafael Leao owes big money to Sporting CP because he terminated his contract. And also, if Rafael Leao is sold, I think 15% of sale clause will go to his former club. This is why AC Milan won't sell him for less than 120 million, and Chelsea will have to, in between that, pay the money to Sporting as well to pay the compensation. And as per, you can say, somewhat reliable Football Italia, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Chelsea are considering paying a club record fee for the Milan forward Rafael Leao. So I don't see people this deal happening this window because he is going to cost Chelsea around 120 to 130 million, and people, that is impossible. I don't think Chelsea is going to pay this summer when we have to sign Fofana, when we have to sign Aubameyang, when we are trying to sign Gordon, when we are trying to sign a lot of players. So people, that's not possible. So this summer, I think Rafael is not possible. I think Chelsea are somewhat getting ready to sign him next summer, or somehow Chelsea are afraid that Fofana deal will fall off, so they are going for him. But even then, people, it doesn't make sense. We already have Pulisic, Mount, so many attackers on the book. So two of them have to leave for Rafael Leao to be accommodated. So most probably, people, Rafael Leao will be coming next summer, and Chelsea are trying to warm up to the deal and negotiate for Milan so they reduce the price when the next year comes. Now, the next news, people, is regarding Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea are demanding 37 million for Hakim Ziyech. Negotiations are struck between Chelsea and IS. This could be bad news for Anthony. This is by Mike Verge and European Lad. Do follow European Lad on Twitter. He's very reliable when it comes to news regarding Ajax. So people, you can see here that Chelsea are demanding a very big amount for Hakim Ziyech. I think Chelsea are also using this as a negotiation tactic because Chelsea are aware that United and Ajax have agreed a fee of around 94 to 100 million. So Chelsea know that Ajax have got a big influx of money. So Chelsea are trying to ask the highest price possible because they know Ajax are in need of a winger. And if Anthony goes, Ajax will go in the market to replace him. And Chelsea are trying to rinse them and get the best possible money they can. Now, we know Ajax prefer developing their own youth player. So Ajax won't be paying this money if they think it's high. I think Chelsea somewhat and Ajax might agree on a 25 million. And I think that could be a good deal for both the clubs involved. I think at the moment, I cannot see this being a bad news for Anthony because I think this will be sorted. Ajax won't want an unhappy player on the books who has been demanding to leave. So I think they'll let Anthony go. And especially, just be honest, people, and 100 million offer for Anthony, as much as he's such a good, talented player, 100 million people is a very, very big money, and Ajax are not idiots to reject that. And I think Hakim Ziyech, Chelsea are also not idiots to keep an unhappy player on the books. I think the deal will somewhat be agreed at 25 million, and I do see Hakim Ziyech going back to Ajax, and I do see Anthony going to Manchester United. Now, the next news, people, this is regarding Wesley Fofana situation, people, and this is by Nathan Gissing. He's a very, very reliable Chelsea news reporter. He has got a lot of transfer news, lineups right, so do follow him. And people, he has said it very, very clear here that Chelsea's first bid was around 60 million for Wesley Fofana. His second bid was around 62 million plus 3 million in add-ons to Wesley Fofana, and the third one was around 72 million and add-ons included. So I think this is a deal that Chelsea are trying to do. As I told you yesterday, people, that Chelsea have reduced the asking rate of Leicester. Leicester and Chelsea, first of all, were talking about 80 million, and Leicester wanted 95 million. But suddenly Todd Boehly went yesterday and said that he's ready to reduce the price, and he will only pay 70 million for Fofana, which I think has shocked Leicester. I think right now Chelsea don't want to go over the amount of 70 million, while Leicester want 80 million. Has reliable Nathan Gissing reports, Chelsea started with 60, then they went to 65, then they went to 72, and Leicester want 80. But people know who are subscribed to the channel that Leicester at the moment are in big financial crisis. And because Leicester are in very, very big financial crisis, I think Leicester will take whatever they want. Leicester are just playing this negotiation long so that they frustrate Chelsea, they make the best out of Chelsea. I think in the end, Leicester will not keep a player that doesn't want to stay. They will sell him. And I think somewhat both teams will reach an agreement of around 65 to 70 million, in my humble opinion, people. Now, next news, people, is regarding Aubameyang, and there are a lot of news regarding Aubameyang coming. This is by one of the most reliable person right now when it comes to news regarding Barcelona, that is Gerard Romero. So, Gerard Romero, people, has said that Aubameyang to Chelsea is about to be completed, and he also said that Aubameyang is on a flight towards London as well. So that was the thing that Gerard Romero has said. People, on Aubameyang, we all know the deal is closing. He also scored yesterday in a friendly as well, and we know that Thomas Tuchel heavily wants him, and Chelsea also heavily want him. This is why, people, Aubameyang deal looks like it will happen, and it's very, very close to completion. It's just about when will you get the final conversation regarding Aubameyang as well. We do know that Chelsea and Barcelona were haggling between the price, because Barcelona want 30 million, Chelsea want to pay 20 million, and at the moment that was a decision going on between team. But now, people, the rumors are coming that both sides have agreed straight cash for 25 million. And Mighty Blues in the chat, big up to Ankit Bhai as well, people. Please go to Ankit Bhai's channel, Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. Easy to remember. Go there, people, and subscribe to Ankit Bhai's channel. Great channel and a very, very great person. And with Aubameyang, people, the thing is that Aubameyang deal, we all know, is very, very near to be completed, guys. I think it's going to the level that it has to be completed. I think it's just about when, not if. I think it's going to be completed. It's just about, is it going to be completed today? Is it going to be announced tomorrow? I think, people, it's impossible for Chelsea Football Club to register him for the game against Leicester. I think Chelsea are somewhat target him for the game against Southampton. That will be in the midweek. That's the thing. I think, people, Chelsea are trying, and that's where I can see Aubameyang being registered for Chelsea, people. Now, another Aubameyang news, people, is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Chelsea is now very close, and it's a straight cash deal. This is by very reliable people, Ben Jacobs. Do follow him on Twitter, people, and he has been very reliable when it comes to reporting the news regarding Chelsea. I've been telling you, people, for some time that Aubameyang in Chelsea and Barcelona are haggling between prices. The only problem is that Barca want 30 million for him. Chelsea want to pay 20 million for him, and in between, the clubs were not able to agree. I think Chelsea were trying to take advantage of Barca being unable to register Koundé. So this is why, people, Chelsea were trying to take the big advantage of Barca and trying to reduce the price. Barca, on the other hand, know that Chelsea are desperate for striker, and with Chelsea dropping points after points in the Premier League, I think they were also trying to make the meat out of Chelsea so that they get the best money for the player. And this is why, people, I think this deal will happen, and I think finally both teams have agreed. And I do see, people, Aubameyang coming to Chelsea at a deal around 25 million, in my opinion, people. Now, the next news, people, is regarding Anthony Gordon and the saga that continues to surprise people, amaze people, and some people are angry, some people are happy regarding this deal. So Anthony Gordon to Chelsea is waiting for Chairman Bill Kenwright to accept the offer, which will give Lampard funds to spend. And imagine getting Fofana, Aubameyang announcement together. I think absolutely, Ankit Bhai, and people, it will be so good to see if we can get all these transfer people, Fofana, Aubameyang, all together. That will be so good to watch. And people watching, please subscribe to Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. Please support people and keep growing and keep following all the other channels as well, people. So we all know, people, that Anthony Gordon is a player Frank Lampard wants to keep, because this is why Everton trying to keep him. Everton want around 60 to 70 million, but at the moment they rejected Chelsea's offer for 60 million. I think, people, we need to be honest with ourselves that Everton are in fear of getting relegated, and with Calvert-Lewin, an injury-prone player, Rondon being the only striker, Dele Alli going to Besiktas, and the only players with them being Demarai Gray, Gordon, I think that's the only reason they don't want Gordon to go. And Everton, for me, people, they don't want to get wins in the market. They're also in financial trouble. So I think Everton in return are wanting some Chelsea players. People, now I'm not an exclusive transfer news person, but people, my common sense says that Everton wants some players. Everton want Chelsea to do them some favor and give them some players. People, whether you like it or not like it, I think Frank Lampard is heavily after Conor Gallagher, and Frank Lampard is very heavily after Armando Broja. So I think this is the thing, people, we need to remember, and this is the thing we need to understand. I think Everton will sell him once they get the player they want for Chelsea, and that's the way, people, deal is going to happen. And Lampard should not get rid of Gordon. Also, does he upgrade a starting 11? No, I'd have him, but not ideal. Absolutely agreed, Ankit bhai. Absolutely. I don't think that's an ideal target. But one thing, people, I will show say is that I just want to see what the manager is planning. If Gordon deal doesn't go as expected, he's not the player we thought, then all the criticism should be labeled towards Thomas Tuchel. But I think we should be giving Thomas Tuchel at least a chance to show that this is his target. And people, we all know that Thomas Tuchel loves and admires Anthony Gordon, and he has been very, very impressed with Anthony Gordon. So I think this is an absolutely Thomas Tuchel signing. People, we all know, we have been knowing from the start of the transfer window that Todd Bowley has been wanting Cristiano Ronaldo and big names. It's Thomas Tuchel who has been demanding for Aubameyang, Gordon, Fofana. So people, this is a transfer window that's been on the basis of Thomas Tuchel's suggestion. So we need to remember that, people. And Thomas Tuchel is getting back. It's good to see finally Chelsea backing a manager. But yes, the accountability of Gordon failing at Chelsea will solely rest on the Tuchel's hand. And Hakim Ziyech says bring different element. Surely Ajax won't pay 35 million plus. And let's not like the stream. Thank you so much, Ankit Bhai, people. Please subscribe to Ankit Bhai channel, Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. And please like the stream, people. And overall on Hakim Ziyech, we'll get later in the video. But I think at the moment, I'll rather let him go because we have no striker. I think if Aubameyang comes, I'll be happy to keep him. But somehow I think Chelsea need that money badly. And I think if Ajax pay us even 30 million, 20 million, I'm taking it any day of the week so that we can reinvest in the squad. For me, I love Ziyech, but I just think it's time for both the parties to depart. So people, going to the next news now. And this is regarding Newcastle United, who are making some big moves. Newcastle United are just very near to sign Alexander Isak, and they're also trying to sign Gallagher and Broja. This is a report by very reliable Telegraph, Luke Edwards, Telegraph, and Telefootball. Newcastle United are pushing hard to sign Gallagher on loan. Now, people, Conor Gallagher is being interested by a lot of clubs. Leicester are interested. Crystal Palace even might want him back. Newcastle want him. Even Everton want him. A lot of clubs in the Premier League want him. He's in a very high demand, people. And I think Newcastle are trying to have a good relation with Chelsea, because you saw Newcastle executives at Stamford Bridge as well for the Tottenham game. It's good relation between the clubs as well. I think Conor Gallagher does not suit Chelsea in a pivot. So it's either going to be in a front three, or I think it's better we should send him on loan. I think Conor Gallagher is not a pivot player, and he must be played in the front three. People, in my humble opinion, I will love to keep Conor Gallagher. I think he's still a very good player, and we should give him more time to develop. And sending him on loan now is no benefit in my opinion. So I think it's better for us to keep Conor Gallagher. But let's see what Thomas Tuchel's decision is, because so far Thomas Tuchel has always been full of praise for Conor Gallagher, and he has said that he wants Conor Gallagher to stay at Chelsea. So this is the thing, people, we also need to remember in that regard as well. But people, Newcastle are making some very mad moves right now. They are doing a very good work in the transfer window, so big up to them. And the biggest thing with them, people, is they are signing the right profile of players, which deserves a massive credit. So now, people, on the next news, and now it's time to preview our game against Leicester City. A very important game, people. A game, people, that we have to win, or else we're in massive trouble, people, in my humble opinion with you all. So talking about here about Chelsea Leicester, people, and I think this is a very important game. This will be a game at 3 p.m. UK time, people, which means it will be at 7:30 p.m. in Indian Standard Time. So it's a very important game. We have a midweek game against Southampton, and Chelsea have a good fixture list coming up before it gets hard. And people, before the international break ends, Chelsea will be playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. And people, it's very important for us to get this victory because all the clubs are rinsing us in the market. They know we want a player, and every club in the window so far is rinsing us for money. And this is why people, I think Chelsea need to win this game, or people, we are in a massive, massive trouble that we're not realizing, in my opinion. So, starting the preview, people, and as always, I start with the opponent team for Chelsea. So, what have Leicester done this window, people? Leicester have confirmed the signing of Smith Hayes, a goalkeeper, because Kasper Schmeichel has left the club. Departures: Adam Lookman has gone, Hamza Chaudhry has gone on loan, and Kasper Schmeichel has also gone, which shows that Leicester have significantly weakened this year because Lookman in substitute appearances played well for them. Chaudhry, I think, in terms of big games and sometimes from the bench, could play a role. And Kasper Schmeichel from the leadership and the goalkeeping is a massive, massive loss for Leicester City. So, people, this has been the window of Leicester City this season. And these are the things, people, that Leicester City have done this transfer window. Now going to people for Chelsea transfer window. And people, this is the window of Chelsea Football Club. This is the window that people we have had. And if you see Chelsea, our arrivals have been Raheem Sterling, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Chukwuemeka, Slonina, Hutchinson. We have had Beach, we have had Sturridge, we have had Casadei, we have Slonina. So these have been the arrivals of Chelsea, people. Now departures at Chelsea have been Werner, Emerson, Musunda, Amparo, who is closing a loan towards Spezia, Lukaku, Rudiger, Christensen, J. Clark-Salter. We've also had Slonina go back on loan as well, and Malang Sarr has also left Chelsea. So these have been the transfer things that Chelsea have done so far, and we have also linked to signing Aubameyang, Fofana, Gordon, and selling Hudson-Odoi on loan, and also selling Hakim Ziyech to Ajax. So these are the Chelsea transfers, people. Now, going to people on recent results for Leicester City, and people, Leicester City sadly are in a bit of mess. If you see Leicester City, people, very, very closely, in the Premier League, they've just not looked impressive in any way, people, and it's been very, very disappointing in that regards. I think if you see Leicester City, they started the season with a 2-2 draw against Brentford. Then they lost to, I'm so sorry. It's Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. Please, people, apologize. I'm really, really sorry. And it's Leicester City 2, where it's Brentford 2. And then it's Arsenal 4, Chelsea, Leicester 2. I'm so sorry. Leicester 1, Southampton 2. And in the Carabao Cup, people, they have struggled against Stockport. And it was their full strength squad, people. Tielemans was also playing. Dennis Pratt was also playing. Iheanacho was also playing. The defense was same. And still they could not beat the Stockport team. And they needed penalties to beat them. So, thank you so much, sir. And big up to you as well. And people, if you see these things and these news, people, it only shows how much Leicester have been struggling. They have been leading in the games, but they have given the lead away. And that's been the problem, people, with Leicester City. Now, people, going to the next news as well. And this is Chelsea's recent result in the Premier League. So, people, we started the season very, very well. We beat Everton away from home at Goodison Park. So, we were a bit lucky, I will say, people. We should have drawn the game. We got the victory. We went away from jail. And then, I think against Tottenham, people, it was Anthony Taylor 2, Chelsea 2. It wasn't Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. It was Anthony Taylor 2, Chelsea 2. And we were robbed. But okay, people, what's gone, that's gone. We cannot get it back. Leeds United, people, was an absolute embarrassment of highest order. We could have lost 5-0. We could have lost 6-0. We could have lost 7-0. And that was, people, an absolute embarrassment. And a very, very sad display for Chelsea. And these have been the results, people, for Chelsea. And it shows that there's 2 out-of-form teams playing each other right now. So, now people, going to Leicester analysis and the injury news they've got. So, for Leicester City, Fofana is out of the squad, people. And Tielemans in the last game was benched. And with Arsenal links and even, I think, United links still left. I think Tielemans at the moment, we don't know will he start or not. Pereira is a long-term injury, so sadly he will be out of the game. Ryan Bertrand is a long-term injury. Maddison is a big, big news, people. And that's been just broken down now. The news has come that Maddison just might be out of this game. And this is by this reporter is by Owen PA that James Maddison is about to face Chelsea this weekend. And Fofana is not in the squad. Big, big news, people. And this only shows that Fofana is trying everything he can to sign for Chelsea. Now, coming to Chelsea, people, and Chelsea also have a big, big news in terms of injuries. Kante will sadly not be available for some time. It could be weeks, it could even be months. This is a sad, sad news for us all. I think if you go to Kovacic, he's back in the training, but nobody knows will he be enough to start or not. Koulibaly, because the red card is suspended, people. Alonso is unavailable because of transfer uncertainty. And Hakim Ziyech is closing on Ajax, so it doesn't look like that he should be involved. especially a player who played against Leeds United and then within immediately he went in a flight to Ajax. I think he should not be involved in this game, in my humble opinion, people. Now, going to the next regarding Chelsea Leicester, people, and this is regarding head-to-head in the last 5. If people you see very properly, Leicester and Chelsea in the head-to-head in the last 5 games, Leicester beat Chelsea 2-0 under Frank Lampard when sadly it was Frank's last game at Chelsea. And then in the FA Cup final visit Tuchel, they beat us 1-0 in the final. Then people, we bounced back and we beat them 2-1. And then last year was one of the best performances where each and every player was fit and we battered them 3-0. And then people last year with nothing to play for, there was a 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge. People, you can see from here that how much difficulty Leicester causes when we play them, how much difficulty it is to play Leicester City, people, and how much difficulty people they really causes. I think when people see even from here that how difficult for us for Chelsea it is to play Leicester. It's not a good record, and Leicester, people, is not a team that we have liked to play over the years. But people, this is not the most surprising thing. The most surprising thing is the next one, and this is regarding Chelsea versus Leicester at Stamford Bridge, the last 5 games in the Premier League. So last 5 games between Chelsea and Leicester, people, at Stamford Bridge have ended 0-0, 0-1, 1-1, 2-1 to Chelsea and a 1-1 draw. We struggle to beat Leicester at Stamford Bridge, people. This is a thing we have been struggling for a long time. The first result was under Antonio Conte when he was in his second season and we struggled to beat Leicester at home and it was a 0-0 draw. The second result, people, is under Maurizio Sarri when they won against us 0-1 at Stamford Bridge. The third result, people, is a 1-1 draw. That was a Frank Lampard's first game for Chelsea where Mason Mount scored a goal for us. The next game, people, is in the Thomas Tuchel where we beat them 2-1, which finally got us to top 4. And after that is a 1-1 that was last year where Chelsea had nothing to play for. And people, this only shows how much Chelsea struggle against Leicester City. And now, people, coming to what could be the likely Leicester 11 for this game. And people, in my very humble opinion, I think, people, this is going to be the likely Leicester 11 in my humble opinion. I think Brendan Rodgers against Chelsea always plays a back 3. And I do think he is going to revert to a back 3 to counter Chelsea 3-4-3. So, people, in my humble opinion, he is going to play Soyuncu, Amate and Evans as a back 3 to save Evans, to save Amate and have a bit more protection with Danny Ward as a goalkeeper with no Schmeichel because he's sold. Justin will go at the left, Castagne will be at the right, Tielemans and Ndidi will be in the middle. Now, people, Tielemans has been rumored to sign for Arsenal. Tielemans has been rumored to even sign for United. But I do think with Leicester under pressure, Brendan Rodgers' job under pressure, he just might play Tielemans in this game. So it's going to be Tielemans and Ndidi in the middle. And then it's going to be Harvey Barnes at the right, Maddison at the left, and Vardy in up front. Now, people, Maddison is a doubt for this game. But how important this game is for both the teams, I do think that Maddison will be involved and Brendan Rodgers will get him fit for this important game. While Chelsea, in my humble opinion, people, will line up with this formation, I think, people, we're not going to change much. James to protect us against Vardy. I think Thomas Tuchel is going to play him in a back 3. So it's going to be Reece James, it's going to be Thiago Silva, it's going to be Marc Cucurella to be in the position of Koulibaly because Koulibaly is suspended. I don't see Aspi or Chalobah being involved. And Mendy is going to be the goalkeeper. Even after a howler, I think Thomas Tuchel is going to put the trust back in Mendy as well. I still think whether people like it, whether people don't like it, even I don't like it, but Loftus-Cheek will play right wing back again. Chilwell most probably will play this game at left wing back. And Kovacic is back in training. And I do expect him to be starting this game because last match, midfield-wise, was an absolute disaster. And I think Chelsea cannot have that again. And this is why, people, I think Chelsea will go back to Kovacic, Jorginho. And front 3, people, we have no choice. Now, people, I want Christian Pulisic to be involved and given his chances because he deserves his chances. But till now, Thomas Tuchel has played Pulisic very rarely. And this is why, people, I do not see this happening. And this is going to be the likely Chelsea 11, people, in my opinion. Now, on the prediction part, people, I do see Chelsea winning this game. And I do see us putting Leicester a big spamming today. I do see us beat them 3-0. Because, people, if you don't beat Leicester City, I think it's a disaster. It's an absolute embarrassment. At least Leeds are a team. At least Leeds play with passion. At least Leeds have a settled squad. Leicester have not a settled squad. And people, Leicester are in big crisis. And if Chelsea fail to beat them, we should be an absolute embarrassment on ourselves, people. Now, people, recapping today's video and going to the first news back, because a lot of people at that time weren't in the chat as well. So, coming back, people, to news as well, because a lot of people have joined late, and now it's time to discuss the news, people. So, the first news, people, is on a screen. That's regarding Mateo Kovacic. We have been known for a long time that Mateo Kovacic sadly is injury prone. And here, Mateo Kovacic, in an interview to the Fifth Stand app, has clearly made it clear that I hated being on the sideline, is tough, and I think he's ready to become back. People, this is massive boost for Chelsea. With the injury concerns we have got, the midfield we have got, people, Gallagher doesn't suit us playing in the midfield. It's an absolute disaster to have Conor Gallagher and Jorginho being the pivot. We need the safety of Kovacic, and it's a big boost that he could be back for this Leicester game. People, we need the wins. Chelsea are in somewhat crisis, and people, we need to win this game, and Kovacic being back is a big benefit for us, people. Now, second news, people, is regarding Rafael Leao, and according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Chelsea are considering paying a club record fee for Milan forward Rafael Leao. This is, people, has by Football Italia. So, people, Rafael Leao, people who are subscribed to the channel, so people watching, it doesn't take much. Please like the stream. Please subscribe to the channel. It only motivates me to keep doing this good work for you, people. Please subscribe. And people who are subscribed know I told you the news regarding Rafael Leao and the compensation he owes in the yesterday video. So Rafael Leao terminated his contract with Sporting. So he owes Sporting around 16.5 million. And also his previous club who sold him also has a resale clause of 15%. Therefore, if AC Milan sell him, AC Milan will only get the 85% of the amount, while 15% go to his previous club on the resale clause. This is why AC Milan is demanding around 100 million, and then there's a 16 million compensation that Chelsea have to pay to Sporting to sign Rafael Leao. And at the moment, as per Gazzetta dello Sport, Chelsea are ready to pay the compensation, and Chelsea are ready to sign Rafael Leao. Now, is it going to happen, people? No. It's not going to happen. Fofana is coming here for 70 around million. Aubameyang is coming for 25 million. Gordon is coming here for 60 million, people. This is impossible. And I do think that Chelsea are preparing themselves for next year with the links to Leao and the links to Nkunku as well, people. Now, people, moving to the next news today. And this is about Hakim Ziyech, the magician. Chelsea are demanding 37 million for Hakim Ziyech. Negotiations are struck between Chelsea and Ajax. This could be bad news for Anthony. Now, people, what Chelsea are trying to do is, this is a negotiation tactic. No way, people, will Ajax pay this money. They are not idiots. They are one of, if not the best run club in the world, people. They are no idiots, and they are not going to pay this price. People, this is just a negotiation tactic. The simple thing is that Todd Boehly is very aware that Ajax is going to get 94 million for Anthony from United, and he wants to rinse Ajax in the negotiation so that Ajax cannot make a case for it. People, Ajax will be getting a big cash influx of 94 million, and this is why they need Hakim Ziyech to replace Anthony, or they could be in trouble this season. So Chelsea are only playing negotiation tactic so they can get the best price. Even Ajax will play this, people. Ajax will drag this deal on, because, people, it goes both sides. Ajax know that Thomas Tuchel does not want Hakim Ziyech to stay. I think Ajax know that Hakim Ziyech does not want to stay at Chelsea. So Ajax are trying to play Chelsea to sell an unhappy player. And Chelsea also needs some money so they can reinvest on Fofana, Aubameyang, Gordon. So this is why Ajax are trying to take a case so that they pay the least money possible for Hakim Ziyech. While Chelsea know Ajax are going to get 95 million for Anthony. So Chelsea are also trying to rinse Ajax for the highest money possible. And people, Frankie de Jong is in the chat today. So big up to Frankie de Jong, and thank you so much, sir, for joining. And I hope you're coming to Chelsea very soon as well. So on Hakim Ziyech, people, this deal is just going to drag on. People, Hakim Ziyech will sign for Ajax. Anthony will sign for United. This is just going to drag on. And both the clubs will agree on a deal of around 21 to 25 million, in my humble opinion. Now, the next news, people, is regarding Wesley Fofana. And this was by a very reliable Nathan Gissing. Nathan Gissing has said that the first bid Chelsea submitted to Leicester was 60 million straight. Then Chelsea submitted a second bid of 62 million plus 3 million add-ons. And the third bid Chelsea submitted was around 72 million plus add-on included. Leicester from the start want 80 million. Now, people, 2 weeks back, there were rumors that Chelsea were ready to pay 80 million, but Leicester want 95 million, and Leicester want to break the bank of Harry Maguire record, and Leicester want to sell Fofana for around 95 million. But I think it's been dragged, and now Leicester are ready to sell it for 80 million. People, Chelsea have just reduced the price that they were ready to pay for Fofana. Chelsea were 2 weeks back ready to pay 80 million including add-ons. Now Chelsea are only ready to pay 70 million including add-ons. So that's first big twist in this. And the second big twist, people, is now where Leicester want 80 million and Chelsea are ready to agree in 72 million. People watching, please like and please subscribe to the channel. And people who are subscribed will know that I've been telling you for a long time that Leicester are only dragging this deal because they want to find a replacement. They have Amate at the centre back, Evans at the centre back, and Soyuncu in the centre back. People, their centre backs are absolute bad. Their centre backs are not at a level of doing good things this season. Amate, Evans, and Soyuncu is one of the worst centre back pairings in the league, people, and that's going to be a big problem for Leicester. Now, if Leicester get the 90 million for Chelsea and they go in the market, the clubs are going to rinse them and take the highest money possible. So Leicester, for me, people, in my humble opinion, want to sign a replacement first and then sell Fofana so they're not rinsed in the market. And also, people, I think Leicester always thought Levy Colwill could be the replacement for Fofana, and they always wanted Colwill to be involved in the deal. But because Chelsea had sold Colwill on loan to Brighton to sign Cucurella, sadly, I think Leicester are trying to play bad games with Chelsea. But now, their own season is not going well. They are struggling. Their squad have already lost Lookman, Schmeichel. They're already struggling morale-wise. Manager is not happy. Financial situation is not good. They cannot spend the money without selling. So I think this has made Leicester reduce the price. And now they will deal for around 75 to 80 million pounds. And people, this could happen now. And I do think, people, Wesley Fofana has been trying for a very long time to get away from Leicester. He has been forcing it. He has been also trying to follow a lot of Chelsea players on Instagram. He's been like, please take me. And people, with Fofana also being on the out of the squad for this game as well against Chelsea, I think now Leicester just might sell him to get the influence out of the dressing room and get an unhappy player out of the dressing room. I think, people, this dragging is over and it's very close now, this deal happening, people. So, give me my wages. I think at the moment, I think it's up to Barcelona to do that, in my opinion. Now, going to the next part, that's Aubameyang to Chelsea is about to be completed. This is the exclusive by Gerard Romero, people. And people, we have been known for this for a long time, that Chelsea and Barca have been haggling over the price. Chelsea want to pay 20, Barca want to pay 30. Chelsea want to take advantage of the Koundé non-registration. Chelsea are very aware that Koundé, sadly, till now has not been registered, and Barca need that money because Frankie de Jong is not leaving. And this is why, people, Barca want money and Chelsea are trying to reduce the price so that they can rinse Barcelona. But people, Barcelona are very smart people also, and what they are trying to do is they are trying to implicate to Chelsea that, see, you cannot even beat Leeds United. You need a striker more badly. Pay us the money or no deal. But now it looks like both clubs have sorted this, and it looks like the deal is going to happen. There was another news, people, that's regarding Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and it's by Ben Jacobs, who says that the deal is now very close and it's a straight cash deal. People, first of all, it was like involving Alonso in the deal. Chelsea were ready to pay Barcelona 15 million plus Alonso, but Barcelona disagreed. And now news are coming that Barcelona have relaxed their interest in signing Marcos Alonso, and this is why Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is coming to Chelsea on a straight cash deal. On my final opinion, people, on this deal, this is going to be a good deal for Chelsea. Some players create chances for their own teammates and themselves. Aubameyang is no creator, but Aubameyang is a very smart striker. He will be at the right position at the right time. Reece James crosses will finally have someone on the end of it. Aubameyang will create a very good partnership with Sterling, make the right runs, and give the right effort. And also, he's a person who knows Thomas Tuchel well. They both love each other. And finally, Chelsea are backing the manager, people. And with Premier League proven, it's a very good signing, in my opinion, people, by Chelsea FC. Now, the next news, people, is regarding Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon to Chelsea is waiting for Everton's chairman, Bill Kenwright's approval to accept the offer, which will give Lampard the funds to spend. People, we know that Everton are struggling massively financially. Everton so far have only spent the money on Dwight McNeil. Richarlison has left. All the other signings have been on free, and Everton are struggling. And another reason is They have lost Dele Alli to Besiktas. Demarai Gray is the only good attacker they have got, and McNeil. Rondon is not at the level. Calvert-Lewin is injury prone, and people, Everton are in a massive trouble to be relegated this year. And selling Gordon without a good replacement is going to be a big problem. And if they sell Gordon for 60 million, who in the league is available for them to sign? And if they go and sign a player, he's also going to ask for a lot of money, because you just got 60 million for Chelsea. So now pay me the good money, man. This is why Everton don't want to go in the market to find a replacement. Everton at the moment, people are in massive trouble financially. And this is why Everton at the moment want some players involved. So people, TCSB in the chat, big up to TCSB by. Please people go to his channel and subscribe. TCSB, please subscribe to the channel. Great channel, people. And on Anthony Gordon, people, the people who are subscribed to this channel, people who have been liking it, and please people do like and subscribe. People know that I've been implying this for a long time, that Everton don't want 60 million. Everton want Conor Gallagher or Armando Broja in a deal, and along with that Billy Gilmour on loan. I think Everton want either Conor Gallagher or Broja permanently or on loan with Billy Gilmour. Everton wants some players so they don't have to go in the market and get rinsed, and also they can get a player for short-term fix that can help them fixing a lot of problems. This is why they are heavily after Armando Broja, who can play in the striking position. Armando Broja is much better, way much better than Rondon, and he can even be better than Calvert-Lewin, whether people agree or not. And Conor Gallagher will be the right replacement for Gordon and can do what Lampard requires, that is high press, high intensity. And this is why people, Everton want a player from Chelsea in exchange before they sanction this deal. Now, going to the next news, people. The next news is regarding Newcastle United, who are trying very hard to push to sign Conor Gallagher. Now, people, we all know that Newcastle have just signed Alexander Isak, and they're also trying to sign Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher has got suitors from Leicester City, Crystal Palace, Newcastle United, Brighton. All the clubs in the Premier League are somewhat interested in Conor Gallagher, and Conor Gallagher is one of the most highly demanded youngsters right now in the league, people, and he is very demanded for his work rate as well as the final box instinct he has got as well. And people, Thomas Tuchel loves Conor Gallagher, so I don't think Thomas Tuchel will allow him to go. In my humble opinion, people, I want Conor Gallagher to stay at Chelsea, but I don't see Conor Gallagher the future for Chelsea in the pivot position. Conor Gallagher is at number 8 in a 4-3-3 formation, or Conor Gallagher is a player who should be playing in a 3-4-3 at the position where Mount or Havertz play. He is in no way a pivot player. So people, Newcastle trying to sign him, but I just don't see this happen, even if both clubs have a good relation among each other as well. Now, the next news now is previewing this match of Chelsea-Leicester. I previewed it previously as well. This is just a recap where I'll recap this preview very quickly, people. And now, first of all, analyzing Leicester, people. And Leicester have had a horrendous window to remember. Smith has come as a goalkeeper, which has just come to replace a goalkeeper as well. But Kasper Schmeichel, the leader, the legend, has just left Leicester City. Adam Lukman, who is a very talented youngster, has left Leicester City. And Hamza Chaudhry has also gone on loan, who provides some depth in the midfield as well. So Leicester till now, people, because of the financial condition, are having the most horrific window in the Premier League so far. While their counterparts in this match, Chelsea, have already signed massive players: Sterling, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Chukwuemeka, Slonina, Hutchinson, Deej, Sturridge, Casadei, Slonina. While departures have been Werner, Emerson, Musunda, and Pardew closing on loan to Spezia, Lukaku going on loan to Inter, Rudiger, Christensen, J. Clark-Salter, Slonina back on loan, and Malang Sarr. The high-profile exits have been Werner to Leipzig, you can say Emerson to West Ham, Lukaku to Inter. So this has been the window of Chelsea in 2022. Now, going to people, Leicester City's recent results in the Premier League, and Leicester people have had a horrific window. First of all, people watching, I humbly apologize. It's just a simple mistake. Where is Arsenal 4 is Leicester 2. By mistake, there was Chelsea. I apologize for that and hope you understand. So people, Leicester City have had horrific results. They led 2-0 against Brentford and they drew 2-2. They lost to Arsenal at Emirates Stadium 4-2. They lost at home to Southampton. But people, this is not the most surprising result. They played nearly a full-strength team and they could not even beat Stockport. They could not even beat Stockport and they needed penalties to win with mostly a fully strength squad. People, Leicester are in massive trouble. Rodgers, for me, is not having a good time with the squad. He's losing a bit of trust. And Leicester people are in massive trouble. And if Chelsea not beat them, we should be absolutely embarrassed of ourselves, people. Now, going on Chelsea recent result, people, we got a lucky victory in the first match, but a much needed victory. We were robbed by Anthony Taylor, one of the best. It was Anthony Taylor 2, Chelsea 2, not Tottenham 2, Chelsea 2. But what's gone, that's gone. But the team put a fantastic display. But again, Chelsea were back to the shell. We played one of the worst games I can remember us. It's just like Brentford game. It's just like the game against West Brom. We were horrific and we lost badly. That could have been 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. And we lost that game 3-0. And both the teams are having a bad start. Chelsea are under more pressure because of the top 4 pressure, title pressure. And this is why people, Chelsea have to get back on the winning run before new signings arrive. Now, along with that, people, I do want to make a point. If Chelsea continue this form, they might just have to pay more money in the transfer window because clubs will know that Chelsea are desperate. Now, people, for Leicester City, they had some massive injury concerns. Fofana is out of the squad. Tielemans in the previous game was benched because he's linked to Arsenal as well. So that is the thing, people, we need to remember. And along with that, people, Ricardo Pereira is out of the game. Ryan Bertrand is out for the game. Maddison is a doubt, but I do think Maddison will be involved, people. And big up to Mbanganga as well. And going to the next news, people. And this is regarding, just a second. The next news, people, is regarding James Maddison. Now, James Maddison is a doubt for Chelsea for this game playing against Chelsea because he just might be injured while Fofana is not in the squad. People, I do think Maddison will be somehow be fit because if Maddison is not fit, Leicester are getting absolutely pampered in this game. So I think that's my opinion. While Fofana not being in the squad is a massive, massive boost to Chelsea, people. And with Fofana not being in the squad, people, this could be a great chance for Chelsea to sign Fofana and put more pressure on Leicester City, people. Now, Chelsea, people, injury news. We have had no Kante. Kovacic is back in training, but nobody knows will he start or not. Koulibaly, people, is suspended. Alonso unavailable due to his transfer uncertainty with FC Barcelona. And Hakim Ziyech closing in on Ajax move. People who are watching, please like, please subscribe. It helps a lot. And please support the channel, people. Now, Chelsea versus Leicester, people, in the last 5. Chelsea is a team that does not like to play Leicester. In the last 5 meetings in all competitions, Leicester beat us 2-0 in the Premier League where Frank sadly was sacked. They beat us 1-0 in the FA Cup final. They also got beaten by us in the Premier League in a top 4 battle, which was one of the most fantastic matches Chelsea have played. And also, Leicester 0, Chelsea 3, where we played one of the best football I've watched Chelsea play in some time. And then last year, as always, this year, we drew 1-1, not taking any of our chances. Pulisic missing from 1 yard. 1 yard. And next one, people, is regarding Chelsea with Leicester at Stamford Bridge. And this is one of the favorite grounds Leicester like to go. In the last 5 meetings, under Antonio Conte's second season, we drew 0-0. Under Sarri, we lost at home. Under Frank Lampard's debut match, we drew 1-1 with a Mount goal. Then under Thomas Tuchel, we won the top 4 battle 2-1. And then we drew 1-1 in a game which, to be honest, did not mean nothing for any of the clubs. Because till then, Chelsea's top 4 was secured and we had nothing to fight for. And the same with Leicester as well. Now, going to the 11 with Leicester, people, I do think Leicester will shift to a back 3. They play a back 4 traditionally. They play a 4-2-3-1. But in this game, people, they will go with a 3-4-3 because Brendan Rodgers always does this against Chelsea. And also, people, Daniel Amate and Johnny Evans will be exploited in a back 4. To protect them, he will go with the protection of Soyuncu. So it's going to be Amate, Soyuncu, Evans as the back 3. Ward has the goalkeeper. Justin at the left. Castagni at the right. And Didi and Yuri Tielemans in the middle, people. Then it's going to be Maddison at the left. Barnes at the right. And Jamie Vardy up top. This is going to be the lineup for people, in my opinion, for Leicester City. Now, people, Chelsea lineup for me, I know people are going to hate this. Even I don't want this. But people, Thomas Tuchel is most likely going to go with this. So we like it or we not like it, we need to support the team. Mendy will start even if he made a howler because I think manager will back him and even he should be back. He's still our best goalkeeper. Reece James, sadly, people like it or not, will play as a right centre-back. People have to remember that the first game Reece James ever for Chelsea played a right wing-back, centre-back was against Leicester in the final to tackle Jimmy Vardy. So James will play at right centre-back. Cucurella will play instead of Koulibaly because he's suspended. Silva will play in the middle. Chilwell will go to the left. And whether people like it or not like it, Thomas Tuchel will persist with Loftus-Cheek. And Jorginho Kovacic will be back in the middle, which is a much needed relief for Chelsea. And in the front 3, people, as much as I want Pulisic to start, I want Sterling, Mount and Pulisic to be the Chelsea front 3. Sadly, manager right now doesn't prefer Pulisic. And I think it's going to be Sterling, Havertz and Mount as the front 3. Now, to the final part of the video, and that's the prediction. People, this match has a lot going on Chelsea. Because if Leicester City beat us or draw against us, I think we might have to pay a premium price for Fofana because Leicester can say, wow, you cannot even beat us. You are desperate. You are struggling in the Premier League. Pay us the money for Fofana or get away. And second thing is we can get away from the chasing pack and we can struggle for the top four. So people, Chelsea have to win this match. Unlike Leeds United, Leicester have no intensity. Leicester have no coordination. Leicester right now are struggling financially. Manager is not happy. They are a club in turmoil. And if Chelsea don't beat them, we should be absolutely embarrassed of ourselves and give our place away of last year of Champions League. Chelsea has to beat Leicester. I don't know how. I don't know we score a 97th minute goal. We need to beat this absolutely club in turmoil right now, Leicester City, who have always troubled at Stamford Bridge. And I'm going for Chelsea 3, Leicester 0 with a goal from Mount, finally a goal from Havertz, and a goal from Sterling. And people, this was in today's video. Do like, do subscribe, please support the channel. Taking some chats. I'm expecting Chelsea to draw Bayern Munich. For me, people, I will love to see a group of Ajax, Chelsea, Inter, where we get to play against Hakim Ziyech and Romelu Lukaku. But I also want us to play against Bayern Munich because Bayern is a team who smashed us 3 years back, 7-1 on aggregate, and I want to take some revenge of that. We are a better team, and I do want to see how now we fare against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. So people, this was today's video. People who have joined now, do watch it back in Rewind. You will get all the news I share. Please subscribe. Please like to the channel. It doesn't take much. And hope you all have a very, very good day. And I hope the best for you people.